All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 21. Oh, ho, ho.
You know, when
got
you're,
out.
Yep, but when you're growing up and you want to help Dad with work and you're like, hey, Dad, can I give you a hand? And they're like, no, when you're older.
Yeah, this would kind of blow up in your face a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, rest in peace, Yolenta. We've almost gotten out of it. It's more so that, hey, Draka's probably going to be fine. It's just that the boys she's with are going to have to they gotta bring out their swords and actually fight instead of running away. And
exactly, because there's a couple people that they're running into, and so how do you deal with this? And how do you make it so that it doesn't leave a trail?
Right. Because Novak is on the trail. Mm-hmm. He's sniffing.
Yep.
And the speed with which he got up to them and almost saw Yolenta and his daughter, just the tragedy that compounds with his competence.
Exactly.
As he becomes more competent, the story just completely screws him over.
And he doesn't even know that was his daughter. It's just just
not a clue.
Got a glimpse of my demons for a second there, you know?
Yeah. But all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. What is going on? Yeah, who are you? I don't recognize you. Oh, they're ready for this kind of thing.
All right.
They've got a story.
Yeah, she's being sly.
Yeah, clever. Well done. It was also a clever way for them to look inside the carriage.
Yep.
And even if they think nothing of it, they'll report it to Novak, basically, if they encountered anybody on the road. Cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Just had a good
Just
conversation.
kind of happened. All right, cue the OP. There you go.
Oh, no OP. Okay.
Gotcha. So the rest of them? Yeah. What? Cool. Adding on a little bit more just to make sure that they get it.
Yep. All right.
That was dicey.
Yeah.
You could feel the what?
Okay.
Yeah. Proper printing press.
Dead.
Whoa. Yeah, the way they just all yeah. Where's our conviction lie? Yeah. Yep. We live and we die for it. Damn.
It's got away with words.
I mean, that was what Yolenta found the beauty in words and in the written word. Yeah, if you take out the context of your life and your time, you know what you do here has a dramatic impact. At times they are changing.
Okay.
We got our type. Yep.
There you go. Yep. Oh. Oh, fantastic. I love it.
Oh,
And that's how
the
he'll
setup
know.
for this to be passed on to me.
Uh-huh.
No.
That's bad. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man. And there's a trail just like that.
Yeah, well, of course they have duplicates because you have to use multiple ones for the same page, you know?
Right.
But it's the idea that all of the ones for a specific thing are broken.
Nice.
Whoa! The way this all ties back together.
Yeah, the blood money.
And her sacrificing her conviction for money.
And that's gonna save them.
Do they have a forge somewhere that they're already like, oh no, they just
Yeah, 'cause
fire
it's
and
lead. Yeah.
it's a really soft. All the little processes here.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
All right, everybody have a part. Yep. We go from being like a crazy thriller show to now, all right, everyone huddle in your little spot. Everyone make sure you stay fed and, you know, we're a factory. Wow, that's how fast this goes. Yeah. Keikakudori.
I can't wait for Novak to, like, find a copy and see her name on it. Oh.
Well.
All right. And distributing, yeah. Well, shit. Just like that.
Oh,
wait, does he not have his sword on him? Oh, shit! Whoa. All right.
God. Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. He was never in on it.
Yeah.
Your own shallowness? Wow.
Okay. As the sun's setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bone chilling.
Okay.
Yeah. Every bit of fear, every bit of human frailty.
So now we gotta fight. We can't run.
But they know how many of you there are, so they're coming in with probably double the numbers. Okay.
Maybe have Draka run with one of the copies. Will they fight them?
But they have horses, so they'll find them.
Well, right, but if...
faster. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So we gotta finish it here.
Sounds very familiar to kind of what you did previously. Who's going to stay behind and not give them a reason to immediately leave?
Okay. Yeah.
Good. Then cut immediately.
And because she remembers all of it, she could theoretically get out with nothing.
Wait,
But you don't have
who?
horses.
Talk to who? Well, they're coming with horses. Like if they can dismount one and she gets on the horse and goes.
Yeah, and they disable the others.
Yeah,
To
you're
all stay
going to
behind and die.
Oh! Oh, I get it. Potaki. Potaki.
But
Because she has the info about him. That's it, basically. That's it.
that would be a great way to, like...
Tie it all back in together in a circle, yeah.
But didn't they say that Potaki, like, died?
They have an address. Or she has an address.
But she is young, scrappy, and knows money.
I love it. Hell yeah. Heads.
All right.
Now they don't like it, do they?
And what would be wild is if she, like, had 2 coins and had palmed one or something.
No, okay.
But...
Damn! What a legend! What a guy! Yeah.
Oh, so badass!
What a guy!
Oh my god!
What a guy!
Wow!
Is that an order? Is that a suggestion?
That was awesome.
I love those moments where people in like stories and fiction leave something up to fate.
Yep.
It doesn't go the way that they want. Someone
like,
basically
nah.
comes over and goes, "Fuck fate.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're doing
yeah.
it this way." And then everyone's like, "You sure about that?" Never been more sure of anything in my life. And they're like,
Yep.
"Well, fuck yeah, let's go die."
Let's go die.
Like there's something so chilling when people of conviction realize that there's nothing left
Yep.
but to die for their beliefs, but for
Right.
what they have there. And because what's so like eerie about that is that they could be completely in the wrong for like everything
absolutely.
they're doing.
Yeah.
But there's something so chilling when they go, all right, like Theoden behind
Yeah,
you
yeah.
here. I'm like, death!
Yeah.
Like we know they're going to win. Like
Right.
we know that these guys are going to have their actions lead to impact because we know
That's how the narrative is going to go.
we know the way the narrative will go in
Yeah.
terms of history, in terms of why this story is being told.
Right.
But they don't know that.
Yep.
They don't have
yeah.
anything to go on other than what they tell each other.
Yep.
And that's just, oh.
It also feels
gives me
like
chills.
such a wonderful, like, both doubling down on Schmidt's own ideology and also acknowledging where he won't follow it.
Right.
Because his whole thing is, hey, let's not do the man-made constructs, right?
Yeah.
And so in that sense, flipping over the coin is his way of saying, your construct of what we're going to do here, how we decide.
Or God's
nah.
chaos.
Or God, yeah, exactly. Well, right. It's because it's both, right? It's both the, she decided we'll use a coin to decide, but also let God's chaos decide. And he made his decision.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go die. Like,
I'm really excited for this because every time we have some kind of conflict with the church, or no, almost all the times we have the conflict with the church, we have no attachment to any of the people that are coming with the knights and the soldiers like that, other than maybe Novak.
Right.
And those two others that one time. But in this case here, this is something where I don't really have much attachment to these men outside of the connection
Schmidt, really.
of Schmidt and then
the one with the white spikes.
Right.
The white hair
Yeah.
spikes.
His name is
Lewandowski.
Yeah. Exactly. But because of their decision to do this, and the fact that I would say Lewandowski kind of speaks for most likely everybody.
Yeah. Is that an order or is that a suggestion?
Like they could end up having the more realistic thing of like, that's great, but we were cool with making this decision here, so no, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And you guys can die.
Well,
and more power to you, brothers. But
put another way, this is the benefit of the group. This is the benefit of the construct that you've made here,
yes,
Schmidt.
True.
Right? That
true.
Everyone basically bought into this dream, even if you were more extreme as far as, the people within the organization.
Right.
It's we have been risking our lives this entire time because we all believe in this greater purpose.
Yeah.
And so when you come up and you say, nah, us all running so that some of us will survive and continue it. Now we're actually going to intentionally sacrifice ourselves because we think we have an actually better shot of making it work this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You organize these people around that common purpose, and so they do. They fall in line. That's an order. All right, let's go.
Let's go. And all this on the back of having one of the member of his little trio, Fry, betray them because all along, amidst the idea of everything that they said, he never really bought into it. And there was something always a little bit off about Fry.
He definitely had the like slight like cold killer coded kind of design.
Right. He seemed to be a little bit lacking in genuine like feeling with regards to this. And there's something to be said then that Schmidt, who kind of denied most emotion as being valuable and what have you, probably couldn't even see that.
Sure.
Probably like had no way of knowing right up until this moment because he's not really tapped into that.
Yeah, or at the very least, he is the way he thinks about things is different than most, right? Even among his little group of extremists. So, if one of them is has those differences, well, that just might be, them going about what they're doing in their own different way, right?
Yeah.
But then, nope. Kill the horses and just tell you because, yes, give you the opportunity to repent.
I love the idea that his convictions and his belief had me so convinced that he was like ready to die for this, that when he put his sword up to his neck here to strike and stuff, I thought he was going to slice his own neck. I thought he was going to kill himself. I thought he was going to be like, it's already over.
Sure.
And all I know is that I'm possibly going to be just as worse of a criminal in their eyes, so I will do this. And obviously, that's something that probably wouldn't sit right with him faith-wise, because back in that time, they looked on committing suicide as basically the equivalent of damning yourself to hell.
Right.
So probably not, but I thought that for a brief second. For a brief second, I was like, whoa, okay.
Oh, yeah, because what he did here was a suicide mission, right?
Yes.
Like it's I'm going to betray them openly. They're going to know it's me. I'm not going to get, even if I kill Schmidt, I'm not getting out of this. The others will know, and I'm dead if they want me dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have this pretty much set to a one-on-one with Schmidt, while Schmidt had an inferior weapon. So it wasn't completely like he was going to die here.
Yeah.
But he was definitely risking that.
Exactly.
And the moment where Schmidt kind of realizes like what he's doing or what he's been forced to do now.
Right.
And how quickly. Obviously, this guy's trying to kill him, so
so
it's one thing there.
Yeah, of course, it's going to have to go this way. Yeah,
right. But the idea that we were brothers, we were comrades in arms here,
right,
and now because of this fucking church, I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to kill you.
Right. We had a disagreement. And I am the kind of person who welcomes disagreements and would like to be able to talk through those disagreements. But I've made my choices of where I am in this whole conflict, and I guess he made his.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's kind of analogous to a lot of different things that are less extreme in real life, where you basically have people who are not like convicted, like have conviction with beliefs to the point that they would die for them, basically, but would basically lie to your face straight up that they are cool with some aspects of what you're doing, and then end up basically stabbing you in the back in other ways, like socially or something else like that, because they can't bring themselves to address the issues in an overt way. It must be through hatred. It must be through...
It must be through violence. Conversation does not work here.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so incredible to think, like, even for Schmidt, who doesn't even really believe that really to be the case most of the time, that he could talk his way through most of these things here. He saw that Yolenta was someone who believed that because she convinced Draka in a night, basically, to change entirely.
Right.
It's magnificent, the human connection just in on display.
Right.
But yeah, like could you even see that this being another side of Schmidt's like lamenting this is that in some ways he couldn't have actually convinced this guy, even if they did talk about it, not just because because of his conviction and stuff, but because Schmidt doesn't have the capacity to really even
It's the
meet people where they're at in their disagreements and stuff. He's just I'm a blunt object.
He will talk with them and seek to understand them, maybe seek to persuade them. But yeah, he is not going to budge on his own perspectives and things like that, to the point where, I think it was important that the episode where we see him and Draka like first really interact and have that conversation in the carriage. There's plenty of like sort of backwards aspects to Schmidt's own philosophy, right?
And
Draka points those out. But, then he also points out some in hers, right?
Right.
And so it's that thing of, they're...
they definitely edified each other through the conversation.
Absolutely, right. And he saw there is like with the whole thing of what the other people who wouldn't like step on the Bible or throw it on the ground or whatever, right? It was the idea of, hey, you guys have my respect. We may end up in a situation where because of our beliefs, we have to kill each other because we live violent. Like I live a violent life and I live a violent life in opposition to this thing that you guys hold sacred. Right?
Yeah.
But there was no ill will there. It's just that might be a thing that ends up happening. I hope not. Like that would be great if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But if that comes up, I know what decision I'm going to make, right? And so it was a thing of, not regret, but just, well, okay, all right, it's going like this with someone that I was really close to, rather than a bunch of people that he didn't necessarily know. And so, he didn't hold any ill will towards them, but he also wasn't losing anything, right? Whereas in this case, it's the right. He might have, been the equivalent of my uncle first, with drawing first blood and all that. But now I am not the child and I am going to finish this, But beautiful stuff. I like how this feels. There were lots of callbacks in this episode that I think worked really well. The whole idea of Yolenta's name being on the book and how that's going to be like a nice, like coming full circle with Novak. The idea that Draka might be thinking, yes, I'll go to Poteki because I don't believe they know that Poteki has died, right? Like all these little ways that it can feel like the true end conclusion to a show. And also this whole standoff very much feels reminiscent of Oxy's standoff. So
yeah, there's there's another element with Draka here of she's doing the cunning thing of utilizing their conviction and belief to give herself also the best chance of surviving rather than being the, I'll be one of the 15 or what have you.
And maybe I'll get out.
And maybe I'll be one of the 3 of those 15 that get out. Give myself instead of a 20% chance, give myself like a 50% chance.
Yeah.
And that's pretty magnificent because it's not just that she's committed to their beliefs here, and she's actually genuine about wanting to publish the book and stuff.
Right.
This ties in well with her survival, thinking critically, and everything else that she's learned over the course of the last little bit here. So
which feels perfect because this is after she made the decision of melt down my blood money, the weight that I have carried.
Yeah.
And use it for this purpose, right? Like
she's both free and she's also being clever.
Right, exactly. Yeah. She's able to hold in tandem the lessons that she learned that was as a result of trauma, basically, right?
Basically.
But still benefit from those strengths while at the same time not being beholden to it.
Yeah.
So
and then,
fantastic.
And then gambled it all in the end in such a way that would show her conviction.
Right.
Maybe not even realizing that they would act in this way based on her conviction. But given how much she knows of Schmidt, I could see her also having that moment of, well, either way, they'll know I'm with them by making this coin flip.
Yeah, there was a level of trust there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would love to get inside her head of thinking, like, did you know? Or did you have a belief or a hope that making the coin flip and the choice itself, that act of faith, if you will, would be enough to move their hearts a little bit, or maybe just Schmidt's.
Yeah.
Like she might not have known, she might have hoped, or she might have at the very. I mean, obviously she couldn't have known in any empirical way, but
yeah. No, I like it. One of the things I'm curious about though is that so Schmidt and his dudes all end up dying. Okay, cool. This feels like and then after this it works, right? Even if there's some part of the process of her like publishing it or whatever.
Necessarily, she might be just passing off the printing press and getting it out of the way.
Sure, having the knowledge of the book and all that. She's going to end up
growing up a lot older with the knowledge of this, and as long as she has the manuscript that they've got thus far,
she doesn't even necessarily need that because
obviously she doesn't need it, but the idea that if she takes enough to where she can remember it over the long period of time, then it's the organization is dead, defeated, they found the printing press or what have you, and they feel like it's all solved and everything. Oh, okay, we're fine here. But yeah, I do feel like the part that my theory goes to is which item or people do we need to have them find in order to give the knights enough of a belief that they got everything and everyone.
Right.
Or is that impossible entirely because we've got smarter minds on the case who are like, no, why would we ever assume it's done just because we got this or found this? It's like, no, we have to maintain our, vigilance in that regard.
Right. Well, and that's where I think maybe what we see of her older in the OP is that she escapes. She doesn't take the manuscript or anything. That way, she just has it in her noggin. There's no physical evidence. And then 5 years later, right?
Yeah.
Like she just copies it down later once she gets to a place where she has paper and hides it in case she forgets little details or something.
Yeah, because there's a part when in the opening.
And it looks like she has their cloaks too.
It's.
Oh wait, no, maybe not.
It's
that's the sunrise light.
I wanted to bring it up here is that this is actually Yolenta's covering here that we see her. Okay. Oh wait, no.
No, I think that's her old one.
That's her old one. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
the part where she might be wearing their stuff is when she's riding on the horse here.
Sure.
And that looks like she's got Yolenta's purple garb.
Oh, yeah, and that does...
So it's not that she's older necessarily.
But at the very least, it looks like she's gotten a haircut because she doesn't have the ponytail in the back or whatever.
Well, she doesn't. Does she have a ponytail?
Doesn't she?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, where's...
Well, there was the profile shot where it showed them all in the room. That would probably work.
Okay, I'm just gonna get to where we. Oh yeah. She does, of course.
Yeah.
It's just so up. Right. Okay.
But there might be a better word for that. But
right.
But
okay.
fantastic episode. I'm gassed up for the next episode. It's going to be so good.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.